Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the love reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is for the month of December 2018. This is a love and romance and creativity reading for Leo Sun, Leo Moon, and Leo Rising signs. So what does Leo need to know with regard to love, romance, and creativity for the month of December? All right. I'm using the Good Tarot for your main spread, and of course we'll get the Romance Angels and the Wisdom of the Oracle jumper cards at the end of this reading for additional messages. Let's see what's going on for you, Leo. Generally speaking, the left column represents you or your headspace. The right column represents your lover, your partner, your wished romance, or your ideal partner. What's going on right now, or what stands to happen if things continue the way they're going, or you're given an opportunity to foresee something to prevent it or to protect yourself. I do want to make mention quickly that we do have two major arcana cards on either side here in a very unique position, which is your partner's, your challenge, and your partner's challenge. I'm just looking at this initially because this is what's standing out to me. Your challenge is a mystery. You're going to follow your intuition, what's best for you, but in opposition to that is your partner's or your potential partner's position, which is something has to fall apart. Something was not built on solid ground. I think you're going to intuit this. In fact, if something does fall apart with your partner in the month of December, I don't think it's going to be a shock. I think it might be a shock for them. Or I think if they come through with the shocking information, I think your reaction to it may be shocking to them, even though they've tried to shock you, which I think you're more stable about a love situation than you give yourself credit for, is what I'm thinking here. Something's been worked on. I mean, a lot of energy has gone into this. You could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, someone who is probably pretty stressed out or stressful or hard on the head somehow. This is a pretty heavy energy. This is a bit of confusion, incapable of communication or communicating roughly, or it's just kind of depressing. And then the messenger of fire, of course, is Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. So your partner, very acutely is dealing with you, and this is very flirtatious energy. It's very passionate, very outspoken energy. It's also very life-affirming and youthful. It's so curious to note this here with your two kings, your two major arcanas, and then your two messengers from, two different elements. And then a couple of pentacles, and you were really heavy, successfully heavy on your pentacles in your general reading. So you're doing okay. There's something something has to be switched up here. You might not be reading each other as well as you thought you were, or if you are reading each other, you could be bringing out the worst in each other. And let me get into why I might be saying that. In the current state is a really nice emotionally developed energy. This is our first king here, the King of Cups. This is, the King of Compassion. This is a Scorpio card, by the way. So there could be some shared assets here as well. You could share a home, a car, children. You and your partner could have shared bank account, shared finances and assets could be an issue between you both here. Not necessarily a bad thing, but with the Tower in the partnership position of their challenge, they may not be able to pull their weight, or something that they're offering or their challenge for them is that something isn't built on solid ground. So it's designed to fall apart, and with, the High Priestess, really, you see through everything. You see people's motivations, and it's almost like your instinct or gut feeling, and sometimes you might overthink it, but, trust your instinct at this time. But ultimately, with the current state of the situation, there's a lot of emotional maturity here. There could even be like the maximum that this relationship can mature, for example. In the partner's current position, they're really just looking at some options. How do they get through to you? How do they make their heart known to you? They might be swayed in different directions. Remember, this is your partner's current position. They believe that they have some emotional options on the table. And down here in your desires, you're juggling something. So honestly, a really nice dose of straightforward communication could really put something on lock, or really get rid of something that isn't working for the both of you anymore. In this third position, the nature of your issue is, of course, finances. This is financial stability. This is a Capricorn. This is the boss. Capricorn is, it's 10th house. It's public energy. It's how the world sees you. It is success in the business world. It's a very stable, sort of stoic card. It's extremely hardworking. But ultimately, the nature of the issue between the two of you seems to be financial, or one to have to do with prosperity. The Two of Pentacles here is what I mentioned was your desires, was, stop juggling. You might be carrying the load unfairly here. You're doing a lot of juggling. But the partner's desires is building upon something, right? Maybe you know more about your financial situation than your partner, or they think that you're better off, as a couple than you really are. They're either misled somehow innocently, or they're misleading themselves and you purposely. But either way, it's like not fully seeing something for what it really is, because the partner's desires is to keep going. They don't want to stop. They want to keep going. This is apprentice energy. They don't want to give up now. It would be too much of a loss. Here is your challenge. As I mentioned, it is opposite to their challenge, which is something is shaky. It's got to fall apart. Your challenge is trusting your intuition, really being true to yourself. To thine own self be true. We've been saying this for hundreds of years for a reason. You cannot please everybody, and you can't go around making yourself miserable or giving in or making up or doing all the juggling just in order to keep the peace. That's not fair, and that's not a partnership. So it could be a Taurus. There's a lot of Taurus energy here, to be honest with you, with the Pentacles. Capricorn is in the same triangle elementally as Taurus. So yeah, something about prosperity and finance here. But you know deep inside what's going on. So I would trust your instinct at this time, Leo, in a love situation. Your partner's challenge, yeah, like I said, is the Tower. They have to let something go. They really do. They have to stop clinging. They have to let something go. A belief about themselves, you, or the relationship. It has to go to the wayside, and it has to be like willingly released, because it's just going to take up space, and it's not going to allow new and good and solid things to come in. And here's your outcome is, this air sign, or if you're not dealing with an air sign individual, this is heavy energy. It's heavy mental energy. It's weighty. It's a little bit depressing. I'm not saying it's lying and it's untrue. I mean, that could be worse, right? You don't want to be lied to. You don't want untruths. You want to face facts. But this is like facing facts and then going, oh, you know, kind of like, now what? Now I have to face facts, and it's may not be pretty, right? And then, of course, your partner's outcome, which is this really beautiful, flirty, sensual, very life-affirming, you know, someone who is goal-orientated, someone who's very fun. So if it isn't a fire sign, for example, it is someone who fits that personality type. So what is going on there with you romantically, Leo? That you intuit something that the other person either doesn't want you to or doesn't want anything to happen to. I mean, the Two of Pentacles here, I'm not saying the partner isn't offering anything or helping in any way, but you're carrying the brunt of that. You're definitely overburdened by that. So maybe that'll come to an end. Maybe that's what will change. Just be sure that you have someone to talk to or some way to express yourself if you do feel like you're getting locked up in your thoughts or unable to communicate. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. I cannot relate this to a better card in this spread than the High Priestess. Listen, Leo, you really have to do what's best for you, okay? You can go around for all of time and make everyone happy, or try, and I guarantee you'll be miserable at the end of the day. So what say you? What do you want? What do you really want? What are you willing to do for it? What are you willing to accept in process of it? What are your boundaries, right? Like maybe just we do have a 7, you know, 7's so right in the center here. You know, what is it that you really want for sure? I think the both of you could really stand to ask this question of the relationship right now and then breathe, right? There's no massive hurry. You really only have one fire card here. You know, energetically speaking, there's no rush, especially around the holidays. It may not be a time to make a sudden or brisk decision. Maybe just try to figure out what it is in your heart that you really want. Consider where you are with this person with the shared finances. What are they offering? What are you offering? Is it fair and balanced? Are you ready for something to fall apart that isn't working anymore? And I'm not saying it's all gone and then you don't have anything. I'm saying something that was unstable must shift in order for you to get to the next level, whether that's with this person or solo. So I really hope that that was helpful to you. Thank you so much for watching, commenting, liking, and sharing my videos. Subscribe to my channel if you already haven't, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, Leo. Bye for now.